Alright, so what is up guys? In today's session we'll be understanding what are print statements. Just summarizing about previous session, we learned about data types and how do we understand or how do we get to know what kind of data is assigned to a variable. So in this session we'll be understanding what are print statements. Here I've written three questions. What are print statements? How do we use print statements and when do we use print statements? So print statements are kind of functions which let you use the output window and you can print out the value of a variable or any sort of arithmetic operation such as add, subtract, division, modulus and whatsoever. So as I've covered what are print statements, so let me take an example. I'll be declaring a variable called a equals to 5, and the data given to the variable a is 5 and it's a number data type. So here I'll be printing the value of a. If I were to run this, you can see that in the output window we get 5, which means that the value of a is 5. Alright, so if you're not able to find this output window in your Roblox Studio, you can head over to window tab and here you'll be finding output. So if you just click on that, there should be a tick mark, which means that it's there and you get the output window. So this is how you get the output window in your Roblox Studio. So here let me just define another variable called b and let's assign it as 10. So in this print statement I can even use arithmetic operations such as addition, subtraction, modulus, division, whatsoever. So this is 15. 5 plus 10 is 15. Let me try multiplication. A into b, which should be 50. Yes, it shows 50. Alright, so the next operator we'll be discussing is about modulus. So if I were to do a modulus b, and let me just change these values to 15 and 3. So what modulus does is that it prints the value of the remainder. It gives a remainder. So if I were to divide 15 by 3, and once you're fully done with the division, it will show the remainder as 0. So since 15 is a multiple of 3, it's showing 0. If I were to take 4, it should print 3. Yes, it should print 3 because the nearest multiple of 15 by 4 is 12. So 15 minus 12 is 3. So if you were to just divide it, you can do it by yourself. You'll get the remainder as 3. So whatever remainder you get, that will be printed using the modulus operator. Alright, so the other thing you can do is you can merge two strings, or you can add or like join two strings together. So let me put code in the first variable and basic in the second variable. If I were to just print a, it should print code. And if I were to print both these sentences together as a whole string, I would use concatenation. So in order to do concatenation, or if you want to merge or add both of these together, you can't just put a plus b. That's not, it's not correct. I don't think so you can do that. Yeah, you can't do that. So you can't put arithmetic add on strings. So in order to add strings, what you can do is you can put two dots and just put b, the second variable, like this, code basic. You can even add an empty string in the middle. So if I were to put a space here, it will say code space basic. Yes, so code space basic. So that is called concatenation of strings. If you were to join or merge two strings, you will use the two dots followed by the second variable. And this is basically it about print statements. How do we use them? We use it by just writing the print key statement and followed by two brackets. Inside the two brackets we'll be using any variable or strings. You can even insert strings directly here. So I can just write code basic right inside this and it will print code basic. Yes. So when do we use them? We use them when our script has some kind of a logical error, or it has some kind of an error. So if you can't understand what kind of an error your script has, that's when you use debugging. And what debugging means is that debugging involves usage of print statement to understand where you have made a mistake in your script. So debugging, let me put it as usage of print statement by to understand the source of error. So that's called debugging. So that's where we use print statements usually. We can even use it if you're learning newly, like if you're new to the language, then that's where you can use print statement, since we are not doing much for now. So this is basically it about the print statement. So if I were to summarize this, what are print statements? Print statements are type of functions, or you can say sort of thing, which lets you print the value of a variable or string in the output window. So this is the output window. If you can't find the output window, you can go to the window tab here in the top and click on this output thing. So that's why you get the output window. And the other thing we learned is that how do we concatenate or add or merge two strings together. We do that by putting two dots like this, followed by the second variable, and behind that will be the first variable. You can even put empty string in the middle. Alright, so if you were to print multiple variables together, you can even use a comma b. So this will let you print multiple variables together. So if I were to run this, it will say code basic once again. So let's say I have another variable c equals to 16. If I were to print c as well, then you can use the print statement. So it will say code basic 16. So that's basically it about the print statement. When do we use them? We use them when we want to debug the program, when we don't understand what kind of error is coming from the program or the script we have written. So that's where we use print statements, and that's it. So yeah guys, if you guys have any doubt or whatsoever, queries or something like that, you can reach out to me in the comment section and I'll help you guys out. Till then, stay safe. Bye bye.